Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm so excited to talk about this topic today. It is one that I'm definitely passionate about. And I can see we have some soul family in the chat. So thank you for the reminder, Tim. And hello to others that are joining us from across the planet. It's such a beautiful space to be in with you all. And today we're going to be talking about vision quests and intention setting. And I actually have Lyra here with me today as well. She's a little bit sleepy. So she's going to join us while we talk about this. And I've got quite a few points to get through. And I have a huge crystal to show you guys as well. But before we get into it, let me just share with you we have Soul Alchemy Potions. So we're going to be talking about the Vision Quest potion today and how we can work with not only just plant medicine, but looking into ritual, intention setting. And so that is, let me just click on here. That is this one. So you'll get a little bit more information if you want to look at the ingredients and things. It's butterfly pea, lemon balm, passion flower, lotus, and chamomile. So everything designed to take you on a quest. This is more of a gentle vision quest compared to something like ayahuasca. And it really is based around intention, but gorgeous things like the lotus and chamomile with the lemon balm will help take you on that meditative journey and experience. And I'm really excited because I sent a few of you that have purchased the potions so far an invite. So we were talking about, hey everyone, thank you for joining us. I did send out through the week through Soul Alchemy Potions. If you have bought with us, you got sent a link to a meditation experience where we're going to have a group chat. I can see my gorgeous friend Pixie here, who I was at the hot springs with last night, which was amazing for Lionsgate. So if you guys have bought a potion, you will have received a link. We're going to have a live meditation and soul family chat. So I talked about on the show last week that I really wanted to get together with all of us and do a video chat where we can sort of meet face to face without having to fly to different countries. Thank you to those that have already signed up for that. If you didn't want to purchase the potion, there is a link on the Soul Alchemy website where you can actually register and join up for that. I do have a small fee with that because I have to cover costs for hosting and other expenses on the back end technical side of it. For those that have purchased the potion, you do actually have a free link. So what we're doing in this September 1st, if you're in the States or Canada, or it'll be September 2nd if you're here in Australia. It will be starting early if you're here. So it's 4 p.m. if you're in the Eastern time zone overseas, or if you're here in Australia, we will be starting at 6 a.m. So what we'll do is we're going to have a live soul family chat. Let me just bring my screen back up. So we'll have a live soul family chat to kick off the day. And then what we'll do is a meditation. So I will lead you guys into the 16-hour meditation experience. So I want you to pick an affirmation that you wish to work with for that 16-hour period. And we're literally going to robotically repeat this affirmation over and over, literally programming our subconscious mind. And you can say this out loud. Sometimes you can keep it internal, but it's to zero in and keep our attention focused specifically on that actual intention for the 16 hours straight. So this did come from Robert Milligan, who manifested $1 million was what he was working on manifesting. And I think he had done things to kind of set it up for things to come about a certain way. So, if we can do the work, and we'll be talking about this today with intentions and things. Oh, thank you, Ocean. This will be a really good show in the lead up to what we're doing on September the 1st and 2nd. So do set 16 hours aside if you can block your calendar out now. I'm going to make smoothies and my potions for the day, and I'm going to be in really focused intention. So can't wait to chat with you all before we do that intention setting together. So let me just see if there was something else. Oh, I did have some other things to share with you, but we might come up to that later. Oh, for wanting a booking. That's what I had to share with you. If you are wanting to book a reading with me, you can go to soulreader.com. I've got Lyra currently chewing on my elbow here. And so this will take you over to Maison Jupiter, where you can see the Starseed Mystical Oracle reading. There is also the Holistic Wellness sessions too. All of them, you will get 10% off if you use discount code. So please use that to save some money. And I'll just bring you up on the screen here. So let's start to go through. And I actually, even though we're talking about Vision Quest today, and we're looking into intention setting around this, let me just pop Lyra down. I'm actually drinking I Am That Witch because I just came from a live or an interview that will go live next week with April, the Galactic Grandmother. So I will share on my network when that's coming out. That's going to be a really interesting interview. But for today, we are going to talk about the importance of not only setting our intention for protection. So I will talk about like plant medicine journeys. Obviously, like with soul alchemy potions, it's a much more gentle, safer journey compared to going to the middle of the South American jungle and having an ayahuasca experience. So this is something that you can do from home. And thank you to everyone joining us. So lovely to have you here. Yeah, it's good to pop in and out if you're here, or come back to this and watch it later if you're at work. And yeah, just seeing everyone here. Thank you. So the first thing that I've put down when we're working with like Vision Quest and intention settings, I really like to kind of craft out or write down a protocol. So for me, when I'm working on calling something in, so say, for example, I will be touching on the plant medicine journey side of things too with this, but you really want to like set your intentions. And what I've written in my little notes is for protection, especially. So I always will call upon archangels, guides, even beings from Lyra, the cat beings from Lyra, these beings that only call on those that love us unconditionally. So we want them to set up an energetic, protected space. With the cat beings, they actually will stand on all four corners of the property if you are doing a journey or meditation experience. So that's something that I love to work with. Ask them to guide you on the journey. And sometimes you can even get them to gently show up or bring to your attention what it is that you're working on and help assist you in getting the most out of that journey too. So the next thing I've written is also working with, and you can call on your ancestors as well to help you on a journey. Hey, Red Pill Queen, so lovely to see you here. Haven't seen you for a while. So yeah, with this, really like even writing your intentions out to bring it down into the concrete and into the 3D physical realm. And you want to put it into positive wording. So I now call on like the highest protection from my guides and team that love me unconditionally to surround and protect this area. So you could say something like that. The other thing too is create a sacred space. So energetically, you want to work with things, and this is the big crystal that I was talking about. I have a huge slab of selenite. I have a few of these. Sometimes you can pick them up cheaper if you've got like a wholesale account. You can go to a warehouse. This was gifted to me from a friend, and I've got a few pieces as well. So this selenite actually comes from Utah. But yeah, so making a crystal grid for protection, putting your intention into this can be a really good way to set up that sacred space. Also, we talked about last week with the cleansing baths and rituals, the show that we did. You remember me talking about dragon's blood being really good. So you can actually use things like dragon's blood, incense. I don't typically use sage as much if I'm doing like a real kind of like deep intention work. Sage is good to sort of like shift things, to kind of hold things back for a little bit, but you really want to be using deeper things. Palo Santo can be good for calling on your ancestors to guide you in these vision quests and journeys as well. Oh yeah, and selenite tower lamps. I've got one as well. They're really good. So you can turn them on in this space. But really, you just want to think about setting a majestic experience. And I can see John's already blocked off. So it says, I have my calendar blocked. I will do the dry fast for 18 hours break with only Vision Quest monatomic gold. Oh my gosh, that is such a great idea. So you can even add like a little bit to your potion or put monatomic gold and a bit of blue lotus. I was actually thinking of putting some blue lotus in mine as well. I have white lotus in here, but with blue lotus, it can have a little bit of a psychedelic effect on some people that are really sensitive. So I have left it out of this blend, but you can add it in extra. Also, it's a little bit harder to get sometimes in production. And yeah, I will be doing food. I'm going to be doing smoothies because I want my belly to not be distracting me in this experience. So I'll be making smoothies from the Smoothie and Soul Bowls book that I sell on my Soul Alchemy Potions, or if you've purchased that on Maison Jupiter. So yeah, in terms of like also setting up this sacred space, you guys know that I will write down like a protection and put it above the doorway. We talked about that last week. You might want to put some rosemary and things out at the front of your house. You could even create where you're sprinkling black salt or white or Himalayan salt and sit in a circle of salt. So that is another level of protection. And yeah, Britt Marie, we can also ask God for protection, definitely. And also just being in touch like with your own personal power and like integrating and being in body and being conscious of your energy field around you, setting up that golden egg-shaped space that we do before other meditations that I run. But we will be, in the process, I will guide you in protection before we go into this 16-hour experience. And of course, because we are in different time zones, when we're doing this, you might want to begin maybe at a later date, but like be in, yeah. So we talked about Florida water last week. I don't have it on my desk at the moment. Black salt, Florida water, dragon's blood, some of the highest protective things that we can use. But yeah, so with this as well, also just being like conscious and clear in your body and what's around you energetically. I always say, you know, sending things into the light. So I visualize a column of white light at the front of my property. Anything that feels like a negative or disruptive or maybe trickster energy, I always will send into the white light. I think when you've been doing this work for so long though, okay. Oh my gosh, thank you for staying up. And it might be Wendy. I can see Wend 55. Yeah, the London time zone conversion is a little bit harder. So for those of you that are joining me for this meditation experience, and I'll see if I can find where I've popped it on. Actually, I'll take you through. Let me bring this back up. So if you are looking at finding out a bit more written information, come on over to Soul Alchemy Potions in the section where we have online event. And so this is the actual event. So I'll just bring this down. So Manifestation Magic, a heartfelt connection online event. So I've just written a little bit about what we're going to be doing. So we will start with that chat. You can see here it's going to be a 90-minute experience that we go through. And yeah, everything's in there for those of you that want to look up your time zone conversion. Now, I do recommend doing it as free access. So it's free when you buy a potion. You will be sent a link to that. Please email me if it doesn't like automatically get sent to you. Everything's on Soul Alchemy Potions, but yeah, you can actually purchase it separate if you didn't want to do a potion. That is totally fine. It is up to you guys, but I can't wait to see all your faces in a container together. So yeah, you can also use protective symbols. So let me bring this up. This is one that I like to work with, and we can see what's interesting is this is a symbol. If you imagine a circle going around this algiz, I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but this Viking rune. So when you imagine a circle and the symbol flipped upside down, the symbol for peace is a circle containing that protection energy. What's fascinating is with it reversed, we know that symbols are inverted. So it's actually not really a true symbol of peace when we look at it inverted and encapsulated. So it's almost the opposite of peace and protection when we look at it. So this is more an original sign of peace and protection. So you can see here it says it resembles an uppercase Y with an additional middle line, symbolizing protection, defense, and spiritual growth. So you could actually draw and have this as a focus on the wall. You could draw it perhaps like on the palms of your hand, Other symbols of protection, pentagrams. Some people will draw a circle with a cross inside of it, which looks like a medicine wheel as a form of protection. Whatever you feel guided to, or if you get your own download or specific thing around light language, you can also work with that. So I've also written here, oh, and please let me know in the chat. And yeah, it's going to be an incredible experience. And I'm so excited because for some of you, I haven't seen or met you face to face. And for others, you feel like family because I've spoken to you numerous times in readings. So yeah, I can't wait to bring us all together in one group. And it's time. That's what Spirit's been telling me. It's definitely time. And yeah, so I've written here maintaining grounding as well. Also, you can ask for different guides, and that we spoke about that, but ones that are specific in terms of protection, you can add that extra layer if you like as well. So maintaining grounding, centering practices like that. So getting out, connecting with the earth is really good. Yeah, connecting, even just touching a tree if you don't want to get your feet on the ground. If you are in the snow, that might be a little bit harder. Even doing like meditation of where you're grounding, sending your roots down into the earth beforehand, asking Gaia to hold and protect and shelter you through these experiences can be really good. Calling on like protective guides as well is what we talked about at the start. Just making sure I'm covering all my little notes. So getting into the intention and the magic ritual side of things, what I would start with, I wrote down about like clarifying your intention. So definitely if you can write it down in the physical rather than having it as just an intention like in your mind, this really helps to make it more concrete and to make it like more realized. And I want you guys to reflect on it. It's not just to pick an intention that you might not really be committed to. You want to pick an intention to work with, or a soul journey outcome. So for example, when I was working with ayahuasca a couple of years ago, my intention was to look at any blocks or things that could come up to help catapult me into like a higher, more kind of like ascended version of self. So it's like essentially transporting me into a higher timeline was my intention. And yeah, I'm so excited that we're doing this on Lionsgate. We had our Lionsgate portal yesterday, but we're still working on the magic. And check this out. I'm going to post this later. I was at the hot springs with Pixie, who's in the chat. And you can see here it says 888. So I'm still wearing my Lionsgate energy. But yeah, so definitely clarify your intentions, reflect on them, definitely be specific. And you guys know that I work with wording and I like to word things in the positive. So with this one is more sort of general. I am a seeker. So this is really something that you'll take to guide you on your intention and journey. But say, for example, it might be, wanting to seek clarity around, it could be like around job, soul mission, different purposes or intentions. And you also want to prepare yourself like emotionally and things. Hey, Jody, lovely to see you. So with this as well, about like preparing emotionally and mentally, I also have written a little note like dietary wise. So with going into any kind of journey, and we've got plenty of warning with the September event coming up, what I generally recommend if you are going to do plant medicine journeys is at least 2 weeks before doing your journey. You want to also work with meditation daily. So you're really getting in tune with your intuition. You also want to be working with like cleansing, not just in terms of energy and environment, but you want to be working with asking spirit to show up, or even sometimes like the spirit, the alchemy of certain blends. Because what we find too is that plants will have divas that look after them. And say, for example, like ayahuasca, because it is more sort of widely known, we talk about her being a grandmother spirit. So you could walk out in nature every day, connect with the energy of Mother Ayahuasca or the energy of the Vision Quest herbs, and just also say, thanks, Debs. I'm sending you a lot of love to your niece as well. I really hope that Gina goes well. So you can connect with the intention and say to the herbs or to the grandmother spirit of some of these plants, please show me what it is that I need to heal and release and work on, so that when I do go into this journey or this meditation that we've got coming up on the 1st of September, that you're at this point of where you're already elevated. You've already done the work. So you're ready to quantum jump to that next level. And your work will be so much deeper, so much more powerful, and so will the meditation. So we're lucky we've had the Lion's Gate catapulting us into this timeline too. So yeah, really reflect, journal during this 2-week time. They do say like shamanically to avoid certain foods. So obviously, drugs, alcohol, whether it's like plant medicine drugs or whether it's, more illicit drugs, you want to make sure you're not doing any of that 2 weeks before. There is some shamanic practices that do abstain for sex 2 weeks before. And also meat is a big one. So the idea with this is that some of these deeper or heavier energies can come in and infiltrate. We want to think clear mind, body, and soul before going on these journeys. So this is where doing like smoothie detoxes or things like that can be a good way to gently like assist us into this process. And yeah, I love it. Another one out there, Mel, who communicating with the divas, it really does deepen the experience, and it gets your pre-work done before, because you don't want to be doing the depths of dark, a night of the soul work during this intention setting experience. You want to do it beforehand. And I love what Ocean's saying. Let's set our intentions and articulate our desires with clarity. Definitely. So if you guys are meditating on this before the September event, we're going to also set a group intention in that space too. So we're going to be working on calling in new timelines and positive reality experiences, as well as our own individual ones. Awesome. Yeah, this is such a great thing to work with too. So what I've also written down here is, setting up that sacred space. So I love to flood my house with frankincense, incense, dragon's blood, really feeling like I'm in a temple is what I like to feel with setting up this sacred space. So you also want to choose the right time. So, for example, if you live on a busy road, you don't want to be choosing a time when it's peak traffic to start this kind of intention work. The other thing, too, is you want to make sure you're around the right people. So when I look into who I want to be around with this kind of work, I want to be around other high vibe people. I want to be around people that are individually working on themselves and collectively working to have a better, more beautiful, more conscious world and experience. So I really feel sometimes in some of these places where you might travel or go sit medicine circle together, sometimes people, that might be their first experience of meditation, or they might be coming out of drug detox programs and things and are really shifting through some heavy demonic things. So really choose wisely the people that you're around and the setting when it comes to this sort of thing. If you are doing more of a plant medicine journey, it is generally recommended to have a shaman guide you. And I just want to share some music with you that is really great for working with. It's called Icarus, and it is an ayahuasca prayer music that's used in ceremony. And this is something that the shamans will actually sing in the live if you're in certain places. If you don't have that, or you're working in a one-on-one sort of situation, or you're even using it with the Vision Quest, this or other music, you can even use binaural beats, or some of my other meditations that I have on YouTube. But I'll play this to you. It's really beautiful, and it helps to kind of like sing prayers of protection. I just feel into this space. So I just wanted to give you a taste of what that kind of ayahuasca music is that the shamans sing. And I just think this one is a really beautiful one. You can see here, it goes for 1 hour and 40 minutes. I think they're maybe some that have ads and there may be some that don't have ads. So just have a look. You don't want to be in the middle of deep meditation and all of a sudden you're transported into the ad world. And yeah, Lorianne said it almost sounds like light language. Yeah, it's a really beautiful one. Also, when you're looking into these kind of like soul journeys, sometimes the shaman will be able to call back different essences. And what I mean by that is, say, for a lot of us, we've lived many lifetimes, many places, and our energies can be scattered. So with that kind of prayer, it's also calling back, other parts of us that have been lost or fragmented. And this is where sometimes working in a group or one-on-one with a shaman, they really can help you call in other parts. For those of you that are also quite intuitional, you'll also be able to do this consciously with your meditation and things too. But yeah, some people do like a little bit more guidance around that. And I'm just reading what I've also got here. So yeah, definitely with creating a ritual and things, I do like to have candles and like sacred herbs and oils or an oil diffuser going. I do like to flood my area with frankincense because it puts a blanket of that protective oil around too. Awesome. So Ocean was part of the Lionsgate meditation that Elena ran today. I'm on a different time zone, so I unfortunately couldn't be part of the live ceremony, but I will go back in and have a look. I'm sure that it was, full of love. It sounds like an amazing meditation. And I've also written as well, so looking into symbolism. So we talked about having that protective element. So you want that in your space. So some of you might have a little altar that you create with that protection symbol, your candles, maybe some fresh flowers, herbs, things of that sort of nature, crystals. Set that intention on your altar, or you might have little representations of, let me show you this, for example. I've got a little baby Ganesha, and here's a remover of obstacles. So it could be something that you like to put on your altar just to help like shift through anything that's an obstacle in the way. Hey, Jake. So yeah, with this, it's also good to really look into like contemplative things. So have a look at like the reason behind why you're setting this vision journey, or why it is that you're working with, having some intention that you're setting. So this is where I do like journaling. So I have also written a note around like setting your outcome. So what is the outcome that I would like to experience or to get? And as we find with things like ayahuasca sometimes, or other plant medicines, it doesn't always give you exactly what you set as your outcome or what you want, but it gives you what you need. So that's why it's so important to do the work 2 weeks leading up to, these kinds of deep intention work and spaces. So yeah, please do the work leading up to it. And let me see what else I've written. Really, like in this time as well, you want to practice daily, connecting to that higher self, your inner self as well. So just get into practice with having that conversation with your higher self. And this will also help if you are doing a medicine journey, you will know your own voice and your higher self, as opposed to tricksters or anything else like that that could be trying to infiltrate or come into that space. And yeah, journaling is healing and relaxing. It really is a lot of like good reflection and things like that too, from that space. And I must have missed, there must be some fairies joining us. So you can even call in the elementals that love you unconditionally to hold space and protect in the unseen worlds and the unseen veils. That is another good element to look into. Funnily enough, I've also got one of my next points is talking about seeking guidance from nature. So I think the fairies are ahead of me with this. I did also put about dream work here too. So you want to look into leading up to the date that we're talking about with September, with the event, having a look at your dreams. Are there any messages coming in from subconscious mind? Definitely affirming positive mantras. Great point, Lorianne. You definitely want to work with that. So yeah, looking into your dream work, is there any messages that your subconscious or guides are trying to show you to work with or to release during this 2-week period beforehand? And yeah, I've written about like seeking guidance as well from nature. So getting out and spending much time into nature. The other thing that I've written a little cute note on was I had one of my gorgeous best friends doing ceremony in South America a few years back, and he was actually undergoing an iboga retreat, an iboga medicine, which is considered to be a lot deeper and harder compared to ayahuasca. It's called grandfather medicine. And I remember saying to him, look, I'll hold space back home in Australia while you're, over in South America. Just, it's good to have that protection, that intention, and just, surround and flood like love and protection into that space. And what was interesting, I woke up, it must have been like 2 a.m. or something. And I had this dream with this hummingbird like flying around in my consciousness. And I was awake within the dream going, wow, this hummingbird's so realistic. I opened my eyes and the spirit of the hummingbird was in my actual vision. So I could clairvoyantly see it in my room, eyes open, eyes closed. I text him and I'm like, I feel like you're about to go into ceremony. Just want you to know I had a beautiful hummingbird come and visit me. He texts me straight back. He's like, we're literally in ceremony room and I'm about to switch off my phone going into ceremony. We had a hummingbird fly into the room. And the shaman said that this is a very auspicious, good sign. So this is further proof that we are quantumly entangled. So sometimes it might be good to also have a friend to set up that intention to send you love and protection while you are on some of the heavier medicine journeys. But I love, synchronicities and things like that. And especially because it was waking up inside the dream, seeing that, hummingbird medicine. So, so powerful. And you can Google hummingbird medicine and really get see into the depth of why it is so special. So yeah, definitely connect in with nature, pay attention to the animals and the way that animals are perhaps bringing you messages. And yeah, seeing if there's anything that they're trying to communicate to you. And sometimes you'll get it as a telepathic communication, and they might be prompting you to even go into sacred space. So I sometimes will go for walks or adventures or journeys into where I know there's portal energy, and that will sometimes help engage or bring things up that we need to heal or release before going into intention work or ceremony. And with this, definitely with the fairies, connecting in with the elementals, and they can also give you signs and messages from nature as well. And yeah, being in these high vortex energy portals can also help bring things to our attention too. And I've also written, looking into plants. So as I shared with you guys last week, I do sometimes like have plants call to me and speak to me. And this is the way that they work, not only with shamans, but they worked with our ancestors and with the druids. They would communicate and tell us what the different plants were for, or they would sort of show up in more of like a golden hue, which is the way I see when plants are communicating. It's for not having a better word for it, there's like an type glow that comes with. Awesome, Jake. So Jake's saying I had an auspicious deer encounter this last weekend. Talked about this in my new video. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm so excited that you've started your channel. It's been so busy. I haven't had a chance to come and check it out, but has been on my list of things to do. And I can see my gorgeous friend Pixie said, I had a week of beautiful interactions with dragonflies. And I had some clients share with me, I think it was, I'm not sure if it was I had some friends in Texas share about dragonflies. And there was also another state that there was a massive amount of dragonflies. So do look up the spirit animal message. And I just saw 333 on my little clock. So look for number synchronicities too, because this is another way that spirit is trying to bring us messages, or our higher self. So let's have a look what else I have. So keep a journal. So you want to write as much. I'm just trying to read my notes. Some of this is a bit hard to even read my handwriting. So yeah, write down as opposed to keeping on your phone. I do feel that even though this is a bit of a lost art, that there's something a lot more about like soulful intention and really physically like handwriting it out. You're working with the magic and it's cycling through your body and coming out your hand much more than typing it in or voice texting it in. So definitely keep a journal. You want to document not just your thoughts, but like your feelings, your insights, your vision around this. And it's good to sort of reflect back at the end of each week to see if there's a thread or a theme or a message to your dreams, your messages, your number synchronicities. And I had the same, Celestial Emma, so many 555s, like renewal energy, and the 888s as well. And yeah, Jake, can you please write your channel and I'll pop it up too? Everyone would love to know. Oh yeah, cool. Definitely. Oh yeah, 444. And Jake's saying Corbin loves to dream journal. I've been working on it, but not always consistent. And that's the thing. It's the consistency, I think, sometimes that we let ourselves down. So maybe like a little alarm to prompt journal time or things like that. But yeah, it's really good and a valuable thing to reflect and to have a look at what your messages and channelings are. The other thing too is the importance of not being too attached to the outcome, because we can really sometimes like squeeze our intentions around, this is what I have to get. I have to like come out of this experience being fully, whether it's clairvoyant or clairaudient or like levitating off the ground. Sometimes we place too much importance on controlling the situation or outcome rather than organically letting things come into fruition. So sometimes we can block ourselves with, the higher unwavering expectations. So what I've noticed too with plant medicine journeys is sometimes you will have like a negative thought or things come up. So here is Jake's channel. So if you type in Jacob Jacob E X-ray, you'll find that on YouTube, I'm sure. So that will be lovely. And congratulations, Jake. So yeah, with this, what I noticed when doing that 2-week meditation before the ayahuasca experience, with going into that process and the medicine starting to kick in, I did see for to really like visually describe it, little green elves leading me over a mountain. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm one of these people that has the stomach receptor to kick in and activate the DMT in the pineal gland, because it doesn't work for everyone. So with this, sometimes you'll have strange or like your fears and things come up. For me, the negative or darker side of what the plant medicine showed me was almost like an overconsumption plastic carny folk carnival type scene. So for me, it must be some kind of unconscious fear, but I was shown this really weird situation of like disembodied Cupid dolls and like just human excess. So to me, that was really like, oh, like really, there was an aversion to that. So what my higher self was just really showing me to breathe, to keep breathing through. So it is important when you are showing things that are perhaps trying to distract you, to breathe through, or if there's things that are a little bit darker in nature. I think of myself as in like labor and birthing. So breathe, keep your attention and focus on your breath, hold space like within your body, and it passes much faster. And this is where women do tend to have an easier time with plant medicine and things like that. Yeah, please let's chuck it in the chat below, Debs. I know you do a lot around technology and crystals and things. And this will also be when we're in that container space in September 1st. We'll also be able to share a little bit about ourselves as well. So please do join us for that magical activation. So yeah, definitely breathe through it. We want to just keep that breath work going. The other thing too is I've written about practice patience. So you don't want to force it. So this comes back to what I was saying in my last little note around like trying to control the outcome too. So yeah, and I've also written on my final, so with the like practicing patience, you need to allow time. So sometimes we're not given everything in that one go. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to chat to you all face to face. It's going to be so exciting. And I also want those that are in the same states to really connect. I want you guys to physically form like those connections and relationships if you're in the same cities, because there are a lot of you that are isolated or perhaps like a little bit further out in the country and things as well. So please, yeah, if you're wanting to connect in person too, I really encourage that. Of course, if it's safe to do so. So, yeah, I've also written as well, being really patient with yourself, letting it actually unfold organically as well. So, not trying to hold on to that end result. Integrate and take action around your insights and things. So, you might also have where like your insights are, and please, Mel, drop in your YouTube in the chat below as well so we can all connect and check out your content. So yeah, with this about acting on your insights too. So you might be like getting guidance around changing your diet or changing exercise or lifestyle, or you might be getting guidance around forming a new meditation practice. So it's really important to write that down after you come out of your vision quest or journey and take action around this. So this might be just involving like new changes, new goal setting, and it might be just like, right, I'm going to listen to binaural beats, before I go to bed at night. So it could be like little simple things like that. I'm just having a look what else I've written. I think I've pretty much covered like most things. I did want to get a card from the Divine Masters deck for us today as well. Oh, cool. So everyone can click on Mel's name and it should go to the personal channel. Thank you, Mel. Look forward to checking out a lot of the community channels and things. So the card that we have Green Tara showing up for us today. So Healing Light. Let me just click this down. So we have Healing Light. So this is wellness unfolding, knowing that healing is a journey. So we can see here she's got that beautiful activated crown chakra. So you can actually call her in to help with this healing light. Let me just find her in this little booklet so that I can read it to you as well. Here we go. So the story goes that Tara, whose name means star, is an aspect of the Avalokite Hasvara, the deity of compassion who looks over earth, cried tears over those experiencing challenges and pain. His tears of compassion became a great river of grief. Or a great river. From that which arose lotus, and from the lotus Tara was. I think I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. So it says, through which the great Tara was born. Oh, and I can see Mel was just saying she was just thinking about green Tara. So it says here, she has many forms, different colors, and green Tara brings a light of protection and safety with her. So this is one of the most loved and respected female deities of many Buddhist traditions, and is well regarded by many spiritual practitioners across the world. Born out of pure compassion, she is there to assist those moving from suffering into wholeness. So really beautiful one to call on. Also one to call on when we're working through this 2 weeks, leading up to any kind of vision quest. So it just says that she's surrounding you right now. You're being guided for healing that isn't linear. It's more of a spiral. So as we were saying, letting those intentions and things come up. The other thing that we see that is even in the moments that you feel like you're revitalizing something that you thought to have overcome, this isn't a revitalizing, it's actually an opportunity to see and reflect like how far you've come. So it's really looking at recovery into wholeness. So right now, spiritual energies that surround you are creating space, pathways, and doorways for you to move more closely to truth. You are whole, healed, and complete. Don't let fears or limitations get between you and the miracles that you have experienced, the miracles that are yet to happen. This is a journey to fearlessness and liberation. You are closer to freedom than ever. Take the next step. And we see here, this is by Kyle Gray, for those of you that want to play at home. But yeah, I'm just going to bring up a final time. Let me just bring this back up. So for those wanting to come to our event, let me just bring this. So you will get sent a link if you purchase a potion to join the event for free. And this will also like pick a potion that is around your intention too. So this has got more details. So if you have a look into the online event section on the top of Soul Alchemy Potions, you'll see the manifestation event with all of the details that'll let you know also a little bit about like what you need to do. So you need to mark your calendar block out the time, make sure you have a quiet space, set up your ceremony and everything too. Choose like which potion, or if you're wanting to do like your own, have it sort of created around like what it is that you're wanting to set your intention to. So if you can get an intention that is specific to you, I do recommend this. And on the day or the night before, you want to pre-prep like your smoothies and whatever it is that you're going to be taking in. So if you are wanting to make pasta, for example, making sure it's already cooked so that you're not having to do that and come out of that intention. But we are together for the first 90 minutes. I will lead you guys on a meditation, and then we will be breaking off into where we're going to do our individual meditation work so you can really hone in and super focus on your intention. So yeah. Oh, and it is a beautiful card, isn't it? So yeah, it's going to be a beautiful experience. And I just want to say thank you to a few of you. Also send me beautiful personal messages and just show your appreciation for what I'm doing. And I can't thank you enough for that love and support. So I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. And I look forward to having my guest on tomorrow on the Galactic Show. It's actually going to be my personal kinesiology teacher, who's like a soul mama to me. So oh, and I can see John saying, if you're wanting a potion, order ASAP. I think you're saying if you don't live in Australia, so it has to clear customs and it can take a few weeks. So I found some people it takes 1 week, 2 weeks, perhaps if you're a little bit further out in Canada. So yeah, do jump on that. Don't delay with ordering if you want to have your potion for the actual event. Thank you, Debs. All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow on the Galactic Show on Mason Jupiter, and we'll have the Mystical Soul reading on the following day. So have a beautiful night. Bye.